Hello everybody, Lumini here. Now today we're going to be going up against Jyuratodus. Now admittedly, I don't exactly have anything too much to say about Iceborne's Jyuratodus, just because he's not exactly a very hard fight, and if anything, I think the hilarious thing about him is that oftentimes I find myself putting him into staggers and claggers so often that it ends up forcing me out of position, which ends up slowing down my tempo for the match. And honestly, like I said, I think that's all kind of funny. But honestly, I don't know what I did at the beginning. I think if you're not seen while he's swimming, then the first smack that you do is going to automatically kind of scare him out of the water. Otherwise, then you're going to have to get at least one or two staggers, or at least one clacker to get him out. Now, as for the reason why I am going ahead and tenderizing his face, even though I'm fucking Gunlance, it's, you can't forget that Gunlance's smacks do account for a good portion of the damage. And for me, I want to get this guy to get out of the water as often as I can, just because that just ends up meaning that I get more staggers and shit like that. So, that being said, I think the Wyvern Stake placement is extremely important for this matchup, because he's not going to trip over, kind of like with Jyuratodus. He doesn't trip, you just make him flail. And as a result of that, you ideally want to get his thing on the head, but in doing so you have to be mindful as to where on the head it ends up landing, because I would say that his face is big enough to where it can separate on like where your explosions can be, and I think that's an extremely important distinction that you're going to want to keep in mind if you decide to run this guy. Now that's like a pretty big whiff right there. But otherwise, he's not too bad. I think he's only bad for people who actually have to do stamina management, but that issue only comes up if you actually run into his little mud pools. Other than that, he's fine. And I will say that one thing I do think is a little interesting about Jyuratodus is that due to his mud and just the fact that you're in a very thick, watery area, it does force you to have to at least slide in Aquatic Master or whatever it's called. So, that being said, if you guys enjoyed me ranting or rambling, then feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Later.